thing. We take it from level to level to level to level. Good morning. Good morning. How are you all doing this morning? How you all doing this morning? I got two monitors going. Of course, that's the way I do it because it's very important to me that I capture, I need to capture everything because there's a lot going on in this world, people. There's a whole lot going on around the nation, around the African continent, around you as an individual. Things that things that the American government and the American media do not cover. And it makes us wonder sometimes, right, inboxers, people all over the world. It makes us wonder why certain things are not covered in America on our media, on the news channels. Certain things are not covered. And so I have to go and I investigate and I cover them for you a lot of times. And if you go on YouTube and other social networking platforms, you'll find out exactly what I'm talking about. Where am I forever advancing yourself, people? You all know how we do this thing. You take it from level to level to level to level. Now, I'm going to share my screen this morning with you. And a lot of you have questions about a lot of things that I go live showing. And I can't answer all your questions. But lately I have been talking about the continent of Africa. And it stays on my mind a lot because of what's going on with us right now as people in the United States of America. Think about it. What's going on with you right now in these United States of America right now, and you do not like it? You don't like it, do you? Think about it. But it's going on. It's still happening. It's not fair. It's not fair, is it? I'm kind of dehydrated. I can tell by my eyes I need water. Look, anytime it puff up around your eyes a lot, you're dehydrated. I haven't been drinking water. I've been drinking lemonade and juice, but it make my eyes puff up. You see that? And sometimes you can put ice on it to help it out some, to make it go down. We're not getting treated fairly, are we? Regardless of what color you are, you're not getting treated right. You've been abused. You've been walked all over. Someone come into your life and you didn't ask for the president and Elon Musk in the White House to come into your life and take things from you, taking things from us. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're not happy about what's happening to your life right now, are you? No. Because someone has come into your life, into my life by force because he's the president and vice president, Elon Musk, all of them in a ball. They have come into American people's life and taken things from us, taking things from you, taking things from me, and they taking it by force. How does that make you feel? Good morning, everybody. How does that make you feel? Maybe you had a real good federal job. Maybe you just had a real regular good job. And you look around and you're getting letters and they're laying you off and they're firing you. Even the private sector, let me tell you what Donald Trump has created. He's creating a monster in our country, Elon Musk. What they're doing is it's like a smoke screen. You have to kind of look past the smoke and see exactly what the President of the United States is definitely doing. And Elon Musk and everybody else that's in agreement with them. It's like a smoke screen. You have to move it out the way, and you have to realize that it's really geared toward people of color to annihilate us. And you may not believe me, just like a lot of people didn't believe the president when he kept on saying what he was going to do, and now he's doing it. But it's like a smoke screen, and the private sector jobs, the regular jobs that people been working, and some of them working from home. And you can go online sometime and you can get a job and you can work from home. You may have 2 or 3 children and you need to be at home. You can't afford childcare. Well, Donald Trump is getting ready to take that from you. President Donald Trump is taking that from you. That's that smoke screen where he's fussing and he's all upset about people that's been working from home in the federal government. It's time for y'all to go back into the brick and mortar building. You're federal workers, you're making all that money, you're working from home. People start working from home during this administration anyway when COVID was put out on us. And they're still working from home, but now he's stopping that. He's stopping you from being free to work at home. And what happened, and when I say you got to move the smoke screen out the way, your private sector job and your employers, you're not a federal worker, but your employers are looking at you now. And they're thinking about what he said about DEI workers, and they're looking at you now. They're looking at me, but I'm not working anywhere, so. But what they're doing, they're looking at you. And what Donald Trump is saying is giving them ideas, and they're going to get rid of you anyway now. Because a lot of people on TikTok crying about that right now, that they're not even federal workers, and Donald Trump has caused their employers to start looking at ways now. Oh, it's easy for me to get rid of all these black workers now because of DEI. And Donald Trump doesn't like DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's just inclusion of all people. It's not even just so basic where you're thinking it's about brown people and colored people and people from all over the world, but it is about that. But it's about something deeper, man. Giving little children that have cancer, giving benefits to an organization for cancer research. That's DEI. Um, Helping people to get clean drinking water all over the world and different things. That's kind of like DEI too, right here in the United States, but it trickles all over the world, is what I'm saying. And it has been stopped. It's being stopped right now. But what I want to talk about, inboxes and people that's been getting in contact with me, about what I'm finding online, about the things that you all share with me and the videos you all send me. But I don't understand why you all can't make your own videos. And I understand a little bit why you won't do it. But you can say the same thing about me. Why I'm taking a chance. You don't want to take a chance. So why I'm taking a chance? Because people need to know what's going on in this world. It's a governmental coup and they're taking our lives over. And just like what's happening in Africa, on the continent of Africa, and it's been happening for years. I want to shed a little light on that painful situation that the government here in America doesn't even care anything about. When you hear real horrible things going on with African leaders getting assassinated, uh, things happening, you don't even hear about it in the news. They don't even think it's important enough to cover it in the news when something horrible has happened to an African leader or African people or Haitian people. They're people of our color, and no one does anything to help them. Now, what I'm going to share right now, I'm kind of run through it kind of quick, but I want to share a list of civil rights workers and freedom fighters in America and internationally that's been assassinated, that's been killed. And what I want you all to keep in mind is Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Keep Black Wall Street in your forefront of your mind while I'm talking about this video this morning and while I'm talking about everything this morning. Remember why the European American and uh, the Anglo Saxons, whatever you want to call them, always remember why Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Remember and don't forget why it happened. Do you know why? Do you know anything about Black Wall Street? And it happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Do you know anything about it? Do you? Do you know anything about it? Well, let me give you a little gist of what happened. Good morning, everybody. Let me just give you a little gist of what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And they called it Black Wall Street. Matter of fact, go on YouTube and look for it. What happened? It was black people, black men and women. They were something had been passed where they was giving out little pieces of land to, I guess, the slaves. And everybody was trying to get their little piece of land. They had a stake stuck in the ground. And I guess whoever got to that little stake first with that little piece of paper on it, I don't know what was written on it, but I know I looked at it on television, Black Wall Street. But when the freed slaves or the freed people, black people, got a portion of land in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the white people started harassing them and didn't want them on that land. And one group of people had built a store. A black man. What's his name? I can't call it because I'm just talking off the top of my head right now. But the white people harassed him so much. He was making a good living. The white people didn't want the black people nowhere near them. So they got the land that was way on out in the woods or whatever, like they do all the time to us. They didn't want us around. So what's his name? Oh God, he was the one responsible for building up that area, buying land and teaching the people, and everybody was self-sufficient. So Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma became a booming area with businesses, only black men and women and children. It was making money, and the money stayed in their communities and circulated. But if you remember anything in your life, don't ever forget when African American people become self sufficient, and we're not dependent on white people, we're not dependent on anybody to help us, that's when the European Americans start watching us and looking and coming up with ways to destroy us and what we're doing. And that's what happened with Black Wall Street. They caught that place on fire. The white people did, and they bombed that beautiful, beautiful place in Tulsa, Oklahoma that black people had created with businesses, banks, school, barbershops, libraries, you name it. It was beautiful. And they dropped gas bombs and gas things from the sky, burned up people, killed people, destroyed Black Wall Street because we, just like what President Donald Trump and Elon Musk doing to all of us right now, black and white, deporting Latinos, deporting Haitian and Africans back to where they came from. And you know what? Those people probably in a safer place right now than we are by being here in America. Think about it. When you're in a place and you're not welcome as a race of people, and you in this country, but they do not welcome you and they do not want you here. Some people may want black people here, Africans here, Haitians here, whites here, and some people don't, is my point. And when you have a good paying job, watch me now. Watch me now. All this crap with DEI, doing away with DEI, and uh, federal workers getting fired, it's a smokescreen. It's aimed at us, baby. It's going to be some good white people and black people going down. But in the end, Donald Trump and Elon Musk looking at us and Mexican and people of color. Don't you ever forget it. Don't you ever forget it. They saying federal jobs. A lot of black people have federal jobs too, and white people. And hey, I'm sorry that you're losing your jobs. You know, I don't have anything good to say about anyone that have to lose their job and they got bills and things to pay and they have to feed children and they got already living from check to check. I'm not happy about that. But when they coming after us in secret, because what is happening, inboxers, and you all getting in contact with me and you getting in contact with a lot of people online and on forums online, because that's where I go. I search forums. And you all are saying they're coming after your jobs in the private sector. Yes. That's what Donald Trump got this stuff started for. That's why they got it started, man. You know, you can say anything. They can say anything about government efficiency, Doge, all that stuff. That's just a tactic to steal money. Just to steal money now. I understand there's waste in the government. People do steal money at the top, but they're stealing it too. So what's the difference? They're stealing it. Are we going to get anything? Hold your breath and find out and see. I bet you end up dead. Keep on holding your breath. I don't know what's going to happen, but I want you to keep Tulsa, Oklahoma in mind, Black Wall Street, and every time we start being self-sufficient, because I'm finna go to Africa now. I'm finna talk about Burkina Faso, South Africa. And I'm getting ready to talk about that president again, a young black African president, and his name is Ibrahim Troare. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, France. France president is named Emmanuel Macron. They want this African president, Ibrahim Traore, assassinated. Yeah, you heard me right. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the president of France want the black, young, very, very smart African president. They want him assassinated. They want him gone. You know why? It's always like this with us. Black Wall Street. Don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget when you as a black woman or a black man, don't you never forget it. When you're able to pay your bills, when you got a halfway good, decent job, I know I'm right about it. I know I'm right about it. They give you hell on your job, don't they? They threaten to take your job from you. Then they will fire you. I've been fired and my job been taken from me so many times that I stopped working, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just gave working up, haven't been working for 8 years. And now with my knees and arthritis and stuff in my joints, who want to be working in pain? I know I don't. But my point is this. Why is it that every time we're self-sufficient, somebody start looking at us like you need to be a slave? You need to be back in slavery. You don't deserve to be able to drive a car that look like that. You don't deserve to be in no house that's looking like that. or wear clothes that look like that. I'm telling the truth about it. And then they come after your job. Even the Mexican Americans, the Latinos, are deporting them just just to be doing things. Even the people that are legal. All this trash that's going on in this country is like discrimination, not happy about people coming out of slavery, taking your job from you like you a slave and you a white man and you a 5-star black Navy general and Donald Trump put a 3-star general in your place and fired you for no damn reason. Man, somebody gonna die. You heard me right. Somebody gonna die. Because one thing about it, it's a lot of angry people in this world. It's a lot of people angry. And they don't know what to do with that anger. The only thing they're doing is making videos and they crying to the world. They scared. They're losing their mind on social media, on TikTok, on YouTube. They're losing their minds because they don't have any money to pay their bills. But let me tell you something. And I pray for this here black African leader, president of Burkina Faso. Just look it up. I'm going to share my screen. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload this video on Facebook. It's going to be on YouTube. You can always search for me on YouTube. And yes, my Cash App is a $ in front of Priscilla Teller's Ford. Let me just put it up here. I'm sorry. I am so sorry what's happening to you. I'm sorry what's happening to you. I'm really sorry what's happening to you because you deserve a job. You really deserve your job. You didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for it. And you didn't either. You didn't ask for it, but it's happening to us by force. I'm sharing my screen and it's talking about this is a Chat GPT screen. When you look at it, I just pulled it up on Chat GPT and I asked Chat GPT AI, artificial intelligence, asked it a question. A name of American civil rights and freedom fighters that was killed here in the United States, right? And internationally. I'm gonna run through it real fast. But while I'm running through these names real fast, and if your mind go off, just remember what that person was doing for us and for the whole world and for their communities. Just remember what they were doing for us. These names that I'm getting ready to call. Don't you ever forget why they was assassinated, is my point. Why somebody looked at them because they was helping us and killed them. Or paid somebody to kill them. Exactly what they trying to do to this African president that's refusing to send precious minerals to France and to the United States. This black African president, Ibrahim Troare of Burkina Faso, South Africa, is refusing. He's shutting the whole country down. Said we are self-sufficient people. That the whole United States of America and the whole world been saying that they are a third world country and that Africa is a poor country. They have been lying for centuries and centuries and centuries. There are some poor areas of Africa just like here. They're living in poverty. But if the Anglo-Saxon and neo-colonialism, European Americans had left that continent alone, they would have been way, way advanced, more so right today than America is right now. If they had not brought smallpox in on them and killed them out, the indigenous people, I'm talking about going back hundreds and hundreds of years. And when they came in with the slave trade, stealing them from Africa and bringing them here, we didn't want to come here. Who said we wanted to be here? And then they treat us like trash after we build America up on slavery's back, slaves' backs. These names, don't you ever forget them. We too quick to forget about history and what people did for us in the whole country. And now you see a president of the United States trying to destroy us because he feel like, and Elon Musk looking at what he did and his parents did in Pretoria, South Africa during apartheid. And this all goes together is what I'm saying. And they're looking out at us and other people like they don't deserve to have that. No, that Negro don't deserve that job. I'm take that job from that 5-star nigga. That's exactly what they said. They used that word. They sure did. And they took that 5-star Navy general job from him, just like they're doing you and I, and just like they're doing white people too. And you know what? Something's going to happen here, and it's not going to be good. Something definitely going to happen. I'm going to call some names out real fast, you all. I got a lot to cover. I have a lot of questions I'm trying to answer through videos because of what's getting ready to happen all over the world. See, Africa is uniting. Africa unite. Africa unite. Yeah. It's a song. Who sing it? Is it Bob Marley? Is it Peter Tosh? I don't know. But Africa is trying to unite. Africa have been trying to unite people as one country that's self-sufficient, because what you see going on in these countries, if you ever research Africa, but you never look at that, do you? Because you probably think you're above that and you're a descendant of a slave here in the United States of America. Yeah, you are. Like it or not, yes, you are. Let me say these names real fast. You remember Medgar Evers? He was a prominent civil rights leader in Mississippi and a field secretary for the NAACP. Evers was assassinated in his own driveway by a white supremacist. Donald Trump and Elon Musk and people in that White House are white supremacists right now over us and over you too as a white woman, because he's taking your job, your federal job, and your livelihood from you, your husband, your children. He does not care. But they are white supremacists. Don't you ever forget it. The president that's over the United States of America and Elon Musk from Pretoria, South Africa, his parents became billionaires off the backs of slaves in South Africa, baby. And that man is in the White House doing stuff. Why do you think they deported all them Latinos and Mexicans away from here? Hmm? Why did you think Trump messed with them in the first administration and separated them from their families? Why do you think the president did that? And they still voted for him. Anyway, Malcolm X, a key figure in the Nation of Islam, and later a more independent advocate for black rights. Every time somebody fighting for us, somebody want to kill them. Somebody probably want to kill me. I don't know what people want to do. But when you fighting for justice, baby, and when you open up your mouth as a mouthpiece, you become a moving target. And that's why people are afraid to even make videos like I do. Won't even share my video because of fear. Yeah, a lot of things to cross my mind. But what if that president in Africa, if he stopped doing what he's doing, it'll be a whole race of people lost and destroyed. Because that's why Donald Trump stopped USAID from going to the African continent. Donald Trump and Elon Musk stopped all that food, medicine going to Africa and other countries all over the world that was feeding people. Medication was on those trucks, and they stopped it. You know why? Donald Trump got mad with that Ibriham Troare, that young, educated, smart, militia type of black man, president of Burkina Faso, South Africa, because that African finally made it up in his mind, and the people of Africa finally getting their heads together, y'all, and they realize they the richest country in the world. And they're the richest country in the world. And they realize those precious minerals underground and how colonialism put them on the outskirts and took all of the land in France. That president of France, Emmanuel Macron, I'm going to show you his face. He mad at Africa now. And he want this man assassinated. Yeah, you heard me right. Donald Trump want him assassinated. Elon Musk want this black African man assassinated. Ibriham Troare is his name. You know why they want him assassinated? Because he's doing something with the mind of those African people that we're not even doing right here on American soil as African people in America. Do you hear what I'm saying? We can't even do what the continent of Africa is doing right now. They're making their own tomato paste. They got their own tomato paste factory. They got their own grain silos, the tallest ones in the world. They got tractors. He purchased 400 tractors. He got a state-of-the-art hospital built so people can have good health care. And our administration taking our health care from us, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, taking your health care from you, taking your food stamps from you, taking your federal job from you, taking your livelihood from you, while they constantly grow, getting richer and richer and richer. And we don't even have a voice, not really. If you don't say nothing, you just don't say anything. But at least share this video. Click the like button on Facebook, on YouTube. Share the son of a gun. Get the word out that this administration wants that African president assassinated, and he pulled USAID from Africa because of it. Because this president said, no, y'all want to give me 5 and 6 penny for my uranium here in Africa. No, France, you want to give me 80 kilos or something. It's not very much money for the lithium or the uranium that's dug up out the ground, and the market price is $200 per kilogram or whatever. But France does not want to pay that. And now they want this man assassinated because he said, no, y'all been giving me just 80 cents, whatever. And then once it happens, what France does, they take them natural resources from Africa, throw a little chump change to Africa. And this here president said, no, I'm finished. I'm not sending no more of my minerals out to the United States, France, nowhere. Everything's staying right here. That's why they want to kill him. Black Wall Street, baby. Black Wall Street, baby. That's all it is. History repeating itself. It happened in America like that. And the colonial people, the white people, the European America, the Anglo-Saxons, and all of them, they're looking at that man like, oh, yeah, we got to get rid of him. We got to get rid of him because he's stopping us from making $500 billion a year in France. Yeah. Don't you see why they want to kill this African leader now? Everybody been exploiting the country of Africa, including the United States of America. Yes. It's been exploitation going on with Africa for ages and ages. And every time an African president or an African leader rise up and start fighting against the European Americans in America, they get assassinated. I wonder why. You know why? They lost that money. They lost that money. And they say, if I can get rid of that one African man, we'll get our stuff coming back to us. No, you won't. You never will. From this point forward, what's happening in Africa, and Africa is better off than we are right now in America. African continent is better off than the United States of America as I speak. We're going down and they moving up. And they telling us as African people, come on. I got an application process. Fill out your application and come on back. Come over here to Africa because you're going to probably have to run somewhere. If it gets so bad here with people taking your livelihood from you, you're not going to have anything. And all of these people competing for the same job. Federal workers lost their job. Private sector workers have lost their jobs here in this country. Everybody competing for the job that you trying to get now. Federal workers trying to get that job, and they're educated. They got degrees. You don't have no degrees. Look what Donald Trump administration done to this whole world. It's a vicious cycle. Everybody in chaos now. They got to get that job. They'll do anything. They'll undercut you. They'll pay somebody off. They want to get you out of your job. They want that private sector job now, and they'll pay somebody off to get rid of you, to take you out. Yeah. Africa is on top, and America knows it. That's why they stopped sending food to Africa. But Africa does not need USAID any longer. You hear what I'm saying? Africa does not need USAID, which is food and medicine. They're making their own. And somebody want to assassinate these leaders all over Africa because they got their heads together. If we would just get on one accord right here in America, black people, white people, if we would just get on one accord, we wouldn't be putting up with that trash that's in that White House. No, you wouldn't. That shit would stop right now if we did what we had to do to stop it. Stop the steal, people. They're stealing from you. I don't care nothing about no title. It's a president that's doing evil stuff and illegal stuff, and the government can't even stop him from hurting you and I. He got his mind made up, and he taking money and stealing money and hiding money. And you don't even have your job anymore? Really? I'm looking at two monitors. Really, you don't even have a job anymore because of it. I forgot to feed my cats. And I see the camera letting me know the cat's doing something out there. Let me feed my cats. Excuse me. I got some cat food in here right now. Oh, that leg is still hurting me a little bit. Oh, Jesus. That door is stuck this morning. I don't know why that deadbolt is so hard to unlock. Is it locked or not? Yeah, there it is. I'll be back. Yeah, my cat's here. Somebody been parking next door. I'm back, y'all. There was a truck that was over there in my brother's parking lot, on his lot. No, that's the third time I've seen that truck in this area. I don't know who that is, and it's so cold. But people doing what they have to do in this season. Maybe they have to, I don't know. Maybe they staying in the vehicle, but it's so cold outside. Now, if those names that I called, did they ring a bell? I called Medgar Evers. I called Malcolm X's name and Martin Luther King Jr. And I got some more names. Why were these people assassinated and killed? Think about it. Why? Why were they killed? You think about that. Now, you need to really be thinking about that anyway. All the time, especially if you're an activist, especially if you like I am and you talking about stuff and people don't want you talking about it. No, they don't. They don't want me talking about what I talk about, but I am going to talk about it. So be it, whatever happens. Because I want to educate young people and old people so you can grow and you can move and you can think. And that our fight and this struggle that we're in, it will never end because there's always going to be somebody trying to stop us. This is my point for making videos, to let you know somebody's always trying to stop you as a black man. When you become very successful, it's somebody looking at you to assassinate you and kill you. because they do not believe, as African American men and women, that we're supposed to have anything in this world, in Africa, all the way over there in the continent of Africa. What's going on here? When like Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, they burned up Black Wall Street. They're doing the same thing to the African nation. They're doing them the same way. In other countries all over the world, always fighting. That's why you constantly see them fighting. That's why you constantly seeing wars all over the world. Because greed, just like in this American democratic, supposed to be democracy, but there's no justice here. There's no freedom here. There's nothing here. I would rather be somewhere else. I'm just telling you the truth about it. Look at the United States of America right now. How do you feel living in this country now? What do you think is going to happen to you in this country now with the leadership that we have in the White House? You answer that question. Answer it. You know why a lot of people don't listen to me, and white people especially too, and blacks? Because of what I talk about. They are reminded how bad they do us, how bad they treat us for no reason, and we good people. We don't bother anybody. But my point is that I want you to always remember and never forget why Medgar Evers got killed and assassinated, why Malcolm X is dead, why Martin Luther King Jr. is dead, and I want to keep on going. Why are they dead? Huh? But they said Rosa Parks. No, Rosa Parks was not killed, but she was a pivotal figure in the civil rights movement, and her arrest sparked a nationwide movement, the Montgomery bus boycott. The Montgomery bus boycott happened because of Rosa Parks, Montgomery, Alabama. Why we always have to fight? This is one race of people that they didn't want us to get out of slavery, y'all. I look at some movies sometime and I just sit there and I look, and I'm so angry when I look at that stuff. I looked at a movie called Tula last night. Tula. Tula. On Amazon Prime. Look at it. Tula. And I think it was called, and then after that, it was another movie called The Uprising. I think it called Tula The Uprising, to be honest with you, but it's on Amazon Prime. If we don't do what we have to do, y'all, even right now in 2025, everybody going to be lost again. When people are trying to make their mark and let the whole world know that they feel like we still just like slaves, and they start doing things against us to put us further and further in the back again, in the back seat of the bus. Yeah, in the back seat of the bus. Now, you see, you want to get mad about it because your color is not suffering like we are. Your race is, y'all not suffering. But Donald Trump making you suffer, and Elon Musk damn sure making y'all suffer now. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about that, man, in that White House? Those two people mainly? Well, what you gonna do about it? Because I tell you, every time we got in a position of authority and power, somebody killed us. They're assassinated people that are always trying to help us, always killing them, always taking their lives from them, because they feared that power. They feared them powerful men and women that was helping us. And then they got their eye on the African president, Ibrahim Troare, in the country called Burkina Faso. Man, Burkina Faso, them clowns, even our administration right here, want that man dead because he's opened up the doors in Africa. Nobody else not doing it. What other country told you can come in free? They inviting you and said, no, just come on. Come on. Come on. We'll give you a place to stay. Burkina Faso already got Americans coming there. And Donald Trump want to do something to them. But I'm going to tell you something about this here country now and this man. He's real good friends with Vladimir Putin. I don't care what you say about Vladimir. We all do things that's not right. All right? I'm not going to even discuss that. But Vladimir Putin is a real good man when it comes down to helping Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Troare. So America, let me tell you something now. You let something happen to that president over there in Burkina Faso. Let something happen to him and see what's going to happen to you. I'm talking about what's going to happen to America because America going to be behind it, I believe. America going to be behind something dealing with Africa because our friends, because they got so much money they losing because they have been exploiting the African continent for years and years and years and years. And now there's a group of men, and one of them is a president that's saying, no more. You ain't get no more of my diamond. Our people cut our diamonds of Africa that belongs to us from the very beginning. Y'all came in and you took them. And he's saying, no more of my lithium going out free. No, we're going to keep it right here and we're going to manufacture it. And they have made an electric car. Elon Musk do not like this man. Africa making electric cars, electric cars, EVs, electric vehicles. Elon is mad as hell with this country. And he's from it, but he better not never go back there. They're watching him. They're watching Elon Musk. They're watching for him to come back. And they're going to kill him there. You know why? They fear him. They fear him like a cancer. Because they know what he did in Pretoria. They know what his parents did to them. That country know about these people. They know about them. Go over there if you want to, Elon Musk. You dogging us out as Americans. So you can prove a point to the whole world. You did it in Africa. Your mama and daddy did it in Africa. And now you saying, I'm coming. I'm finna give them some smoke in America. I'm finna come over there. I'm going to take their jobs from them. I'm going to make them lose their houses. I'm going to take their federal positions from them. I'm going to take the 5-star general jobs. And we and Donald Trump, we're going to just make y'all look like y'all weak. We're just going to dog you out. Really? You think you're just that powerful that you can just do everybody like that and nothing happen, right? You think nothing gonna happen to them. I know they think nothing not gonna happen. But somebody killed Martin Luther King Jr. Somebody killed Medgar Evers. Yeah, I'm going there. Because sometimes that's the only way you can get out of bondage. If you feel like you're in bondage. Yeah, you heard me right. When you feeling like somebody trying to put you in bondage all over again, they got your hand tied. That's when the uprising and coups take over. Because we dealing with a coup in the White House right now. What y'all think? What you think that is that's going on in the White House in Washington, D.C.? What you think they did? It's a government takeover. It's illegal and we need to do something about it. Damn right. We need to do something about that now. I don't care how we do it, but we need to do something about that. Or else, what is going to be like here in another month, 2 months? You see how fast they doing this evil stuff against you? But you may be sitting back just saying, I don't care what they do. Well, I ain't had no job anyway. I ain't worked in 10 years. I've been making it. Whatever. When they come for your food stamps, you going to still be making it? Yes, he said he's going to come for the food stamp. What make you think he's not going to come for the food stamp? He said he was going to deport people. He deporting people. He said he was going to fire federal workers. He's firing federal workers. He's saying he's going to close down federal agencies. He's closing down federal agencies. What make you think he's not going to take Medicare and Medicaid and all this stuff and firing aviation workers and doing all kind of evil stuff? And it's a governmental coup. I just want to see who's going to have the backbone to do something about it. That's all I'm waiting on. And it's going to happen. Somebody got that backbone, baby. Believe me, it's somebody out there that's not scared of nothing because they have lost everything. Don't ever forget when somebody take your livelihood from you and they taking your life from you. They have murdered you in a sense. Your children, nothing. Bills you can't pay. Food you can't eat and you cannot buy. And you know who did it? Hell, where's your power? I'm talking just like these people talking on these forums, y'all, on social media. They talking like this everywhere. They talking, because they've been hurt. They've been done wrong. Let me just give you some more names, people. I want to educate you this morning. Where am I forever advancing yourself, people? You all know how we do this thing. We take it from level to level to level to level. Burkina Faso, South Africa. I've never been there, but Americans are there, and some of them probably they're going there right now. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And if they take health care from us here, what places will accept us that got health care, they'll give us health care too? I need an operation on my knee. And I've been trying to get them to call me now from Delta Orthopedics for 2 weeks now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But when a government is doing things, people will start acting a certain way, I believe. Now, I'm not saying they purposely not going to call me. It's just that it's a backlog. People have a bunch of joint issues in this country for some reason. And I think there's something to that too. And arthritis, all this inflammation in our bodies. I think somebody done something to us. Something that happened to us here in this country. They're trying to get rid of us, I do believe. All right, but anyway, I was talking about Rosa Parks. Okay, what about who's Andrew Goodman, James Chaney, and Michael Schreiner? These three young men were murdered by the Ku Klux Klan while investigating the disappearance of two black teenagers in Mississippi. I remember that. An event known as the Mississippi Burning Case. Yeah, they found those three people inside of a car in a river, if I'm not mistaken, 1964. Yeah, I think they pulled that car up, and those three bodies was in there. They shot them. They murdered those three people. Any damn time we trying to investigate something that happened to our people, they don't want us saying anything. They don't want us saying anything. They want us to be like slaves, be fearful, don't say nothing. But I say you pull that damn semi-automatic out, keep it with you everywhere you go. Keep your pistol in your purse, ladies. Keep your hand grenades, your bombs, wherever you got. Keep them with you at all times. Because when somebody's trying to take your rights from you, and I don't care if you're a white woman, or you a Latino, you a Mexican, you fight for your damn right in this country. These people trying to destroy us in this White House. You better understand me, Elon and Donald Trump. These people are trying to destroy you and I in that White House, and they do not care nothing about you, and they want to see how bad they can do Americans. They want to see how bad they can make you bleed and sweat and suffer and beg and cry. Y'all crying already. They laughing at you. Them idiots clapping their hands at you, and they're billionaires. And they're taking everything from poor. So Andrew Goodman, James Chaney, and Michael Schreiner, they were the three young men murdered by the Ku Klux Klan because they was investigating the disappearance of two black teenagers in Mississippi. Now, why did that happen to them? They were investigating something. They supposed to have been investigating to find out who killed those two black teenagers in Mississippi. But somebody was looking at them like, why they in here? Because they were the ones that killed them. And they didn't want to be put in jail. They didn't want to be put in jail. So, they killed the three workers that came to Mississippi. I'm just showing you all a reflection of what goes on in the United States of America. Like a lot of y'all don't want me talking about it because it reminds us and it reminds you of what's really on the inside of people, what people are really capable of doing against you and I. And they are capable of it. It hasn't changed because of 2025. It hasn't changed because I'm in front of a camera going live. I don't know how people feel about what I do. But Andrew Goodman, James Chaney, and Michael Schreiner, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., Medgar Evers, and Malcolm X, they couldn't be fearful. My point is you can't be afraid or else you'll never get anywhere in this country. And that's why USAID, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they cut that aid off to Africa. None of that aid went to Africa. You know why? Because Africa is saying, no, you're not going to get no more of our precious minerals, our stones. We're going to keep all our stuff here on our African land. We're going to be a united and unified country, and they are doing damn good in some of these countries, better than we are here in America. Why? Because I've been researching, and I know. I've been following them for years. That's your problem if you never look at what's going on in Africa. I do. I got reasons to understand that. Okay, who was Viola Liuzzi? Please now, come on. Who was Viola Liuzzi and Fred Hampton? Do you know? Fred Hampton, a leader of the Illinois chapter of Black Panther Party. Hampton was killed during a raid by the Chicago police, which many believe was an assassination to end his activism. It was. It always is. I already told you anytime people are trying to help us, no one wants it. It's just like slavery. Even when the slave was gave freedom, hold on. Even when we was freed as slaves, it was always somebody that wanted to keep us on their plantations to farm and work their fields for nothing. And the only way we could go free was to uprise and fight and kill. That's the only way they could go free. And then somebody went out and hunted them down and killed them. Yeah, that's the life of a slave that wants to be free. And what are we in America right now? And you white, and you a different race. But somebody taking your job from you as a federal worker or even a private sector worker. And I'm just saying, you can't do anything about it. That's how slaves and people feel that don't have any power and no freedom. That's what taking your freedom from you feel like. That's what it feels like. You got just a little glimpse of what Africans went through, what slaves go through. Somebody takes something from you, you can't do anything about it. And then you hear somebody that went and killed somebody because of it. Don't be saying, they did it because their freedom was taken from them and they felt powerless and they felt like they were getting done wrong. That's why. Let me give you some more names and let you see a few videos. Let me wrap this up. I can't hear. It's hard for me to really hear for some reason. Viola Liuzzi, 1965. Now, she was a white civil rights activist. Now, she's a white woman. She was a white woman. They don't care what color you are now. They don't want you helping black people or the less fortunate or the Mexicans or the Latinos. They don't want you helping these people. But if you privileged in a country, no one really mess with you anyway. But you probably lost your job as someone being privileged in the United States of America. And privilege only means that you probably are European American, are you white, are you a Caucasian here in this country, and no one bothers you all, but they mess with us. And we fight for our rights too, but no one wants us fighting. And they don't want anybody from the outside coming in trying to protect us and help us. But so back in the day in 1965, Viola Liuzzi, a white civil rights activist who was murdered by the Ku Klux Klan while driving to Selma, Alabama after the Selma to Montgomery marches. You see what I'm talking about? Damn cowards killed that woman. Killed her. Killed her. They wanted to keep people in bondage. Didn't want no one to be able to vote. But I'm going to tell you something now. what we up against. And I'm going to tell you straight to your face. You may say I'm crazy. Donald Trump not going to leave that White House after 4 years. You heard me right. Let me say it again, Holy Spirit. Donald Trump and those people in the Project 2025, they are not going to leave their positions in 4 years. No, they're not. Like it or not, they're not leaving. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because he told us straight to our faces. And you heard him. And I heard him too. And what did he say? That president said, make sure you vote and get me in there. And so many words. He told all of y'all to vote for him. And he said, you'll never have to worry about an election again. And you don't think he meant that? Well, you're an idiot then. You're a dumb idiot. You a crazy idiot. He meant it. And so is he breathing. And Elon Musk is making sure that Donald Trump never leaves that White House by destroying us as Americans, by putting fear in us as Americans, by making MAGA more bold right here in America on American soil. But I ask you again, you got your weapons, you got your guns, you're supposed to be a tough man, and you're supposed to be a tough woman. What are you going to do about it? Because they're not going nowhere. They're not letting the Democrats have no freedoms to do anything. Yeah, they passing a few laws. Judges saying they're going to stop this and they're going to stop that. But are they really going to have any power to stop anything? When these people get through paying folks off, they're billionaires. When they get through paying judges off, when they get through paying people off to say, let me go free, and that's been happening already. What you think we're up against? Whatever. Emmett Till, though not a civil rights activist, the brutal murder of this 14-year-old African-American boy in Mississippi sparked national outrage and galvanized the civil rights movement. See what had to happen? Sometimes stuff be happening to people, boy, and it just creates some type of anger inside of a nation, and we rise up then. We rise up. Well, it's something happening to us right now. How come you're not rising up? It's something happening to us right now in the United States of America. How come you're not rising up against it? Ben Cheney, the brother of James Cheney. Watch this. James Cheney already had got killed from coming to Mississippi to investigate the death of 2 black boys. Now, Ben Cheney, his brother of James Cheney, Ben was also active in the civil rights movement, although his death was more a consequence of the overall climate of violence during the era. He still ended up losing his life. Emmett Till, James Reed. Let me move through this, y'all. There's so many people. James Reeb in 1965. He was a white Unitarian minister who traveled to Selma, Alabama. Alabama is a racist place right today. Traveled to Selma to support the marchers, was beaten to death by white supremacists, a preacher, a minister. They didn't care. That hatred, that bigotry. Donald Trump is like that. Elon is like that. They're in the White House. Those people got something on the inside of them that when they look at certain people from different races, like Latinos and Mexicans, they feel like you're just a piece of trash. Like black women, black men and women, children, y'all just trash people. Y'all slaves. You're nothing. Just like Adolf Hitler did the Jewish people. They looked at them like they was less than human. And that's what's going on in our White House. We got 2 people, 2 Hitlers up in there, and they just doing stuff systematically, destroying stuff, stealing money. We're in trouble. I'm finna get ready to wrap it up. Names of African freedom fighters assassinated. African in Africa. I want to draw specific attention to one particular person. Uh, but Patrice Lumumba in 1861, the first prime minister of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Lumumba was assassinated after being deposed in a coup. Okay, allegedly with the involvement of Belgian authorities and the CIA. You see, the Center Intelligence Agent, the Central Intelligence Agent, the CIA. What did that stand for? High officials killed this woman. She was an African woman. When they want you gone, people will come out like that to get you. Now, Thomas Sankara, okay, Steve Biko, Chris Haney, and Wangari Maathai. But I want to talk about Thomas Sankara, known as the African Che Guevara. Sankara was the president of Burkina Faso. Did you hear me? Let me say it again. Thomas Sankara. I want you to look at it. Look him up on YouTube. His name is Thomas Sankara, 1987. This man, why he is of so much of important significance to me and you and everybody in Africa, he was the forerunner to this man right here named Ibriham Troare. He was assassinated, and Ibrahim Troare picked up that torch and started running with it for Burkina Faso. Now, Thomas Sankara, known as the African Che Guevara, Sankara was the president of Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is the same country in Africa that's letting Americans come in. They're letting us come in. Now, and led a revolutionary movement. He was assassinated in a coup led by his former ally, Blaise Compaoré. It was an ally. It was somebody he trusted. Came in and did a coup and assassinated him. Now, that happens all the time. All right, let me just go through here. Wangari Maathai, she was an African freedom fighter. Oh, it's a lot of them. Samora Machel, the first president of Mozambique and a key figure in the liberation struggle against Portuguese colonial rule. Machel died in a suspicious plane crash, and there have been speculation that it was an assassination by enemies of his government. Okay, all right. I think that's it. And Ruth First, 1982, a South African journalist and an anti-apartheid activist, First was killed in a car bombing, likely orchestrated by the apartheid regime's intelligence services. When they want you out, they want you out. And my point, the gist of what this video is all about, I want to show the whole world, especially the United States of America and Africa, that when anybody comes in to speak of liberation for people that has been in slavery, enslaved, where the Western world is using natural resources from the African continent, become billionaires here in America, while African countries are still in poverty. I'm talking about just using, it's usury. And anytime someone starts speaking up and saying, don't let the Western government get any more of your diamonds, keep your stuff in Africa, don't give them anything, because no one was trying to help the Africans. No one wants Africans to come here. Why would the Africans want to send their precious minerals and diamonds and gold and uranium here and lithium here for Elon to be able to still build electric cars? And that's why this here administration hate Africa. Donald Trump stopped food from going there because of that, what I'm telling you about right now. That government, the African countries saying no to France, The United States and everybody. Because of that unfairness, baby. Taking all their precious minerals and diamonds and things and not paying these people fairly for their stuff. And they keeping it right there in Africa now. And I don't blame them. Okay, let me see what else. I just want to show you something uh, about Thomas Sankara. Uh, let me just see, can I find this here? Let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing this here. It's crazy, man. It's really really crazy. It's crazy what happens when people start trying to help us. When they start trying to help us, isn't it crazy what happens to them when they speaking up for us? Let's look at the last 24 hours of Thomas Sankara. That's the one I want to kind of focus on a little bit in Burkina Faso, South Africa. Now, you may not be able to really hear it, but just a minute. I've been in here for an hour now. I got to wrap this up. The last 24 hours. Let me make sure I'm sharing first. I am sharing. So, it's sad. I really feel bad when I look at it. But someone else is speaking with a dialect, an African dialect, you all. And I want you to listen. Where am I forever advancing yourself, people? You all know how we do this thing. We take it from level to level to level to level. Everything that I'm talking about right now is on social media, on forums, online. They calling out Donald Trump and Elon Musk from from stopping the aid to go to Africa because Africa's stopping their natural resources from coming over here. They're not sending anything over here, and they building things. They're making electric cars in Africa now. They're doing a whole lot, and I really feel for this president because I know it happened in America. It happened all over the world. When people do for us, somebody take their life from them, or they try to. He done had about 18 assassination attempts on his life. I'm talking about Ibrahim Troare. Somebody tried to kill him 18 times already. And he's a 36-year-old African military man that's making African people strong-minded people and making them self-sufficient. Agriculture, they feeding themselves now. He's transporting food all over Africa to feed the dying children and people. And someone wants to stop that. Can you believe it? Someone wanted to stop because they want to get in and take over Africa, especially the United States of America and France. They want to go into Africa and seize it, put the people under probably apartheid rule again, and try to destroy them. But if they ever go over to mess with those people, it's going to be the worst bloodshed that the American government going to cover because they're not going down like that. They don't fought too damn hard to get where they're at now. And they got tomato factories, they got grain silos, they got, man, they fixing streets up, they got a state-of-the-art hospital that China helped them to build, and it's a wonderful place. It's wonderful. And they're trying to go to each country, educate the people, make them farm, and they be self-sufficient. We're not even doing that in the United States of America, people. We can't even do it. People don't even have anybody to work in their gardens anymore. They don't have anybody to work their plantations anymore here. They do not have anyone to work their fields and pick their grapes and corn anymore. In Africa, using prisoners, and they innovation, they doing things, they're growing by leaps and bounds. And somebody want to stop that now. Believe that. Pray for Africa. Here we go. The last 24 hours of Thomas Sankara and his last words. You may not be able to understand them, but let me just share that.
Hours of the 15th of October 1987, another unfortunate assassination of an African head of state was underway in the Burkinabe capital, Ouagadougou. Thomas Isidore Noel Sankara, the president of Burkina Faso, had just been overthrown and assassinated along with members of his cabinet. In this edition of Hispu Media, we bring to your view a detailed account of his last day on earth and his last words. This video is inspired by an article He was called Sankara,
He was
published by
called
his
Sakara.
acquaintance and
Okay, y'all.
editor-in-chief.
Listen, I don't have time to I don't have time to play this entire video. But his name, he was called Sankara. Sankara. You look it up on YouTube. He was killed. He was killed because he was educating these African people to make them be self-sufficient. People are afraid of us being on one accord. When we're on one accord, we're very powerful people. And no one, even in America, likes that. Not even Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop sharing this video. And I'm going to share another one real quick. Uh, I'm going to try my best to get through. It's hard trying to show you all stuff. Uh, I want to just show you something about this man named France, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. He's messing with Ibrahim Troare. He want to have Ibrahim Troare assassinated. Yeah, the president of France. Emmanuel Macron is his name. And he want this black African president assassinated. You know why he want him killed? I want you to look up Emmanuel Macron on YouTube and all online. Just Google his name. And here's the pictures of him. And you know why he want this man killed? Hold on. I'm going to share it. I have got to share it. So when I upload it, you'll know the title of it and you can go from there. But right now, I just have the best pictures of Emmanuel Macron. And I'm going to wrap this video up. He's the president of France. And what he and his country was doing to Africa, Burkina Faso, and other countries that were selling all the precious diamonds and minerals and lithium to make electric cars, to make batteries. Africa got stuff that make batteries. What this president of France got mad about is that he wanted to continue to have Africa to ship, uh, is it lithium to make batteries? I think it's lithium or uranium or something, because Africa have a whole bunch of precious minerals. They don't have to get precious minerals from no one. They got it right there in Africa. And this president is mad with them now because what this president wants to do is continue to pay like $80 or something for, they say 80 something. And that's what he was paying for a whole bunch of this stuff to be given to him per something, $80 per kilogram or something. You look it up and read it so you can know what I'm talking about. And the president of Burkina Faso said, no, the market value is $200. The market value is $200, but France been buying these stuff and all these minerals for years and years and years. And they have been making like $500 billion a year off of it, while Africa was making, what, 40 billion? And they was making 500 billion. And now it has stopped. And this president is angry and mad. He's trying to pay somebody to assassinate this black African president. And I know he's trying to do it. You know why? That's what happens when we become powerful, when we become outspoken in a land of corruption, in a land of slavery, in a land of unfairness and bigotry and prejudice and hatred. And we start speaking out. Someone always watching, baby. Believe that. Never forget. They're watching. They're probably watching you. They're probably watching me, because they do not want us to be educated. And now Donald Trump going to dismantle the Department of Education. Don't want you educated. Don't you ever forget it. Where am I forever advancing yourself, people? Y'all know how we do this thing. We take it from level to level to level to level. I have another video pulled up. I want to scroll through these pictures, man. This man is sitting back as a president of France with all that hatred in his heart, and he wants to have somebody to kill a black African president. He want him assassinated. It's on YouTube. This president want Ibrahim Troare, the president of Burkina Faso, killed. He wants him killed because he shut off those gold and diamonds, and he was getting filthy rich off of Africa. And a lot of people getting filthy rich off of Africa, including America, and the man that cut all of them off. And they mad at him. And there go the pictures of President Emmanuel Macron. This is the man from sources online and sources on forums online that everyone is saying he wants the president of Burkina Faso assassinated because he feel like if he could get Ibrahim Traore out the way, that he can brainwash somebody else to make them buy and send the natural resources to France at pennies on a dollar. And it has been stopped. It has been stopped. So he's angry. He's angry about it. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this one. And the last video is called Must See. And I'm gonna share it and I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 8:46 and I got other things I need to do, but it's called Must See. And I'm gonna share it with you, but I'm not gonna talk about it. It's a video. You can pull it up yourself on YouTube. And it's called Must See. Let me see, can I give you the name of it? Because I'm getting ready to end this video, you all. It's called Must See. Ibrahim Traore shocks Trump in Western countries by this bold move. And the bold move that this video is talking about is stopping all those natural resources from coming to the United States, from coming to France for pennies on a dollar. While America become billionaires from getting natural resources and precious minerals from Africa, and Africa constantly being in poverty, while America become billionaires and France become billionaires, he's stopping it. And they're mad at him because of it, and they want him assassinated now. So look at that video on YouTube entitled Must See. Ibrahim Traore shocks Trump, talking about President Trump, in Western countries by this bold move. He's just disconnecting. He's disconnecting. He's making things. He's inventing electric cars in Africa. You know they don't want him alive. He's inventing manufacturing hubs for tomato paste. And he's growing the best tomatoes in the world, vegetables, peppers, onions, you name it, greenhouses, for Africa to be self-sufficient and send food all over African continent. And these people don't like it. Where am I forever advancing yourself, people? You all know how we do this thing. We take it from level to level to level to level. I'm getting ready to end this. Listen, when it's like this, that's what happened. Y'all have a real good day. I'm going to end this stream first. I'm out of here. And